Look at that.
They want to do a plot twist one time where you rip it off and it becomes the criminal society
Oh, yeah.
underneath.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good. But anyway, it just says now, detective on it. There we go. So, what have we got in the envelope today? That was good ASMR as well, I think. Oh, here is today's pin badge. Everybody loves a good pin badge. Oh, no, that's... Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that... Okay. Yes, I had written down my introductions to you,
We're now looking at behind the what is it, the thingy curtain.
but it has since been moved and the camera has stopped working. So here we go, and deactivate and reactivate, because I know why you've done it. It's because it's got a dodgy connection. Here we go. Here is so the cursed exhibition is in a slightly opaque bag. Episode 3. It looks like a lovely candelabra.
Oh,
So we got
chandelier.
oh god, yes, you're absolutely right. I'm so sorry.
But upside down, it will look like a candelabra. So we're probably...
there we go. So we're going to be
probably very
sophisticated tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, one thing. This is not the only escape box I've got this week. Here is another one. It is in my hands. It's bigger than the other ones. It's called Box 1. And yes, you can see the reflection of the camera in it. It is still in its shrink-wrapped plastic to prove that I can't fiddle with it. I am doing this one on Thursday. So if you enjoy tonight, this one by Neil Patrick Harris has been highly recommended to me by none other than David Bodicum, and if anyone recommends something and he recommends it, then it's a good thing. He's going to be the voice of God, the hindrance, on the stream for that one. So that is coming up on Thursday.
If you solve it, do you get Neil Patrick Harris peering through your keyhole?
He has been very quiet.
Oh.
Right, what have we got? We have the starting envelope that we always have, so I'll put that over there. We have here a thing to a Mr. Eddie Moore, care of the National Museum of Legends and Mythology. We have the University of Greater Wellington, which I'm either going to assume is New Zealand or about footwear. A thing from Danielle, who is our contact at the City of Manchester Police, so I'll read that in a second. And we have a thing which says, please do not bend, and I'm happy to never bend. So we got a few things. Okay, so put that down there. So I'm going to start with where it says to start. Call me old-fashioned. Dear Detective, it has been confirmed that Eddie Moore, the person we believe was responsible for the deaths of Claudia Cobb and Angus Phillips, who died in previous episodes, has himself been found deaded. D.S. Higgins has requested your help once again in understanding the motives for Moore's actions, in the hope that it will lead you to the person responsible for this murder. Kind regards, the Detective Society. Okay. We'll do the police work yet again. Honestly, they just can't do anything, these police. Here we go. Dear Detective, as you know, when we arrived at Eddie Moore's property, we found him dead and the artefact gone. So it's all about a cursed artefact. This case is only becoming stranger, and I'm going to need your help again. Now, I usually don't believe people when they say things like, this item is cursed, but it's hard to get away from the fact that 3 people have touched this artefact, Claudia Cobb, Angus Phillips and Eddie Moore, and all 3 are deaded. I'm not saying that I believe the artefact is causing people to lose their lives, but I don't think it'd do us any harm to investigate it any further. Moore has a lot of information at his place, envelopes, paperwork and contacts, all seemingly connected to people that have been in possession of the artefact at some point in its history. Strangely, they all seem to have died, not long after being in contact with it as well. I've sent it all to you, in the hope that I don't die, and it might be of help. The most interesting thing we found, though, was his laptop. We've got our computer boffins examining it now. By the time you read this, they should have found out everything they can. Send me an email when you've read this, and I'll send you over what they've discovered. And I've got a new email address, because I am a flight risk. ds.higgins@cofmpolice.co.uk. Good luck. There's nothing on the back. Always check. I have learned the hard way.
Mm-hmm. Behind and inside everything.
Indeed. The thing is, it'll be so boring now because I'll just do all the things first time and it'll be really boring. So I will send DS Higgins an email. So I'll just pull that up now. Is it worth doing that now and that begins things for us, or should I take a look at everything first? What do you say, Matt?
I think it's probably worth having a chat first.
Okay, Watcher, a up ducky. Info and deets, please. Ever charmingly, me. Okay. They are deaded, Meredith. They're absolutely deaded. So, let's have a look. So, we don't really know what we're looking at. Well, we do. We know that we're going to be looking through Eddie's possessions and hopefully finding sort of motives or a connection. Hi, Detective. The Boffins have just finished with Moore's computer. The odd thing is there were no files on there at all. He just had open a single web page, childrenofshakir.com. They think it's some portal or login page. Our theory is that Eddie Moore was trying to get into this website portal, and that's why he was collecting all this information about historical people who have been in contact with the artifact. I know it's a long shot, but can you have a look at all the information that Moore seems to have collected about the artifact to see if you could find a way to unlock the website somehow? Carry on with the investigations that it seems Eddie Moore has started and see if you can get further than he did. Don't try and unlock the portal until you've collected everything you need. It could be dangerous. I'm going to heed that advice after the last episode of the first thing, which started a timer and I was very stressed for the rest of the episode. Email me back once you've managed to get through the portal. Okay, let's take a look at this website then. So if you want to go to there... Oh! Okay. Well, that is not what I was expecting. I was expecting, fields to fill in. If you want to go, you can go there. Okay, so there's a left third, a middle third, and a right third in those things at the top, and then a tick. And we've got... letters. Are they all Roman numerals? They're all Roman numerals and O, aren't they?
S.
S.
Was a Roman numeral for a half? Yes, no, you're quite right. I know.
I was
You're
just
right.
about to say, wow, I didn't know that.
It came up on Only Connect one time. I think it was a half. So we've got that. I have absolutely no idea what is going on there. Fine. Let's go back to relaxing pictures of cute cats. Right, let's take a look at what we've got. Mr. Eddie Moore, care of the National Museum of Legends and Mythology, 31 Nicholas Street, Manchester. So, this is a thing from the Scarlet Star Line. Dear Eddie, thank you for getting in touch. I just love talking about the history of Scarlet Starliners. I've sent you some pictures of the ship's log in case they are of interest to you. As I said on the phone, if you can find out the luggage label number of the trunk that belonged to Birdie Shepperton... What a name. Love it. I should be able to find out some more information for you. Although I haven't been able to discover anything about what caused her to die shortly before the boat docked in New York. Oh, I'm glad it's not in 1912, though. This is good. There is some discerning features from this of the Titanic, which was the White Star Line, of course. Also, it is probably none of my business. I looked into Shepperton and it seems she may well have been operating as an antiquities thief in the few months before the ship departed. Here's a link to some documents I found about thefts in 1883, and there's a ShareZilla link, which I'll put in the chat in a second. Send me a text or a WhatsApp on that number when you know the luggage label, and I'll see what I can track down. Many thanks, Scarlet Rob. Okay, we have here two very glossy photos. Checking there's nothing on the back. Good. I still hurt after that time. I did not look in the envelope. That still hurts. And we've got a couple of things going on. Let's actually put it that way because there's nothing in that corner. So I can... Oh, of course you've gone blurry. Don't do that. Now, that font is not font. That handwriting is impossible to read. Come on. Come on. Focus. There we go. So what does that say there? Something aboard on departure from Newcastle. And so we've got 6 numbers, all in the 7,000s. Trunks. Oh, it's trunks. Trunks abroad on departure from Southampton. More trunk numbers. On departure from Liverpool. On departure from Belfast. They're generally getting higher. So they're all 7,800 plus. And then we get into the early 8,000s. So we've got some trunk numbers. Arch says it's in focus. It's still illegible. Completely agree. Date of voyage, May 1883. This is the RMS Enterprise. Ship route, Newcastle, Southampton, Liverpool, Belfast, New York, Philadelphia, Baltimore, Boston. So we've got Newcastle, Southampton, Liverpool, Belfast. And then those 4 cities. Unclaimed luggage rules. Right, I'm going to, because I... Right, here we go. Any item which is unclaimed, jot this down everyone, after its owner disembarks, will be unloaded at the next port, unless there are, written upon its label, specific instructions of what actions to take in case of its loss. However, regardless of instructions, any item which is valued at more than $20 will instead be returned to the ship's permanent harbour in Newcastle for safekeeping. Are we getting all this? I
Sorry,
assume
what are we
you're
playing?
writing this down, by the way, Helen.
I'm trying to keep up.
So I'll do that little bit. I'll do that bit again.
Please do.
It will be unloaded at the next port after its owner disembarked, if it's unclaimed, unless there are written instructions upon the label. However, if it's worth more than $20, it'll actually go to the ship's permanent harbour in Newcastle for safekeeping.
Mm-hmm.
However, there's another caveat. Any oversized item, which is an item with any dimension greater than 6 feet, will be unloaded in Baltimore, regardless of the above, due to the limited storage at other ports. If the age of the item, however, specified by the passenger in boarding is greater than 10 years, the item will be unloaded at Southampton upon the ship's return, due to insurance reasons. This supersedes all other guidance. Any
Next
item
question.
at any port which is unclaimed after 3 months will be sold or disposed of. Couldn't be simpler.
No.
So, okay. So we've got this list of trunks here. I'm going to just put that over here because I'm going to put this here because I'm hopefully going to talk to you now, Helen, and we're going to hash out those rules. I'm going to put them on stream. So where is my Excel document? There it is.
Yay.
So how does it start, Helen?
No pressure. Right. So any item that is unclaimed after the owner at the port after the owner disembarks,
Yeah.
unless it has got instructions on it.
So it goes one port
One
on.
port after.
One port on. Unless, and so every rule now supersedes the one before it.
Correct. Yes.
Unless
it has instructions on it.
Specific instructions.
Yeah.
Unless
it's more than $20 in value, in which case it goes to Newcastle.
Okay.
Unless it's any oversized item greater than 6 feet, goes to Baltimore.
Okay.
Close enough. Or something the age of 10. I've written greater than 10 years, but I presume that's not the age of.
If the age of the item, however, specified by the passenger, age, and I'm going to put that in capitals because it doesn't mean it's specified by passenger, because that could be important.
Yes.
Passenger is greater than 10 years.
Then it goes to Southampton.
Of course it does. Okay.
And the final one was if it's been kept for more than 3 months, it will be sold or disposed.
Okay, and so just again, the route was Newcastle, Southampton, Liverpool, Belfast, New York, Philadelphia, Baltimore, Boston. And then I assume back to Newcastle? Because it does say... Where does it say? It says something like, upon its return to Southampton. Yes, will be unloaded at Southampton upon the ship's return. So maybe after Boston, it's Southampton. Maybe.
But anything over $20 is returned to Newcastle as well, unless it's kind of sent.
Oh, of course. So how? Anyway, we'll find out how this all works when we take a look at this ShareZilla link, because of course we've got no information about the actual tag yet that is on the thing. So I'm hoping. Here is a link to some documents I found about the thefts in 1883. So www.sharezilla.co.uk, and then a horrible code which I am now typing in laboriously. So hopefully that's correct. Here we go. So if you go to this link as well, you're more than welcome. It'll come up on screen. There's 3 pages. Page 1, page 2, page 3. Let's take a look at page 1. List of thefts. Ooh, okay. A bust of Lord Palmerston. Antiquity stolen in Nottingham. Perpetrator unknown. Taken from a sprocket hall in Hertfordshire. What do we know about the size of the thing, by the way, of this artefact? Because the size of our artefact isn't over 6 foot, is it? Because Claudia was trying to hide it.
Yeah, they've been carrying it around, and we hid it inside They hid it inside something, didn't they?
Mm. Okay, chandelier. Oh, and that's on our pin badge. Antiquity stolen in London. Perpetrator Nell Marsh. Removed from the ceiling of the Horse Club, Mayfair. Perpetrator caught as she attempted to walk out of the service entrance. Next one, £20 money stolen in Shrewsbury. Perpetrator Irving Moody, taken from the safe at Catston Manor by the estate's butler. You see, the butler did it. Pearl necklace, antiquity, stolen in London. Perpetrator unknown, snatched from the neck of Gwen Dandins outside the theatre where she was performing. 18 shillings money stolen in Bristol. Hey! Perpetrator... We have crime! Perpetrator Oscar Ardles, taken from the purse of Lady Muttleberry whilst out shopping. Oh, Lady Muttleberry, yes. 17th century candlesticks, antiquity, stolen in Sheffield. Perpetrator unknown, disappeared overnight from a candlestick maker. A sketch of a songbird was found at the sea. Okay. Page 2. So this is the office of Theo G, I assume, Ellis, Chief Constable of Metropolitan Police. Was that on the first one? Yes, it was. I just didn't see it. 14th of Feb, tapestry antiquities stolen in Liverpool. Perpetrator unknown. Large tapestry removed from the walls of the Liver building. £15 money stolen in Glasgow. Perpetrator unknown. Stolen at gunpoint from a footman to the Earl of Cookston. An emerald brooch jewellery stolen in Exeter. Perpetrator Francis Black, unclipped from the bosom of Lady Martin whilst she was dancing at Brockton Grove. Chinese vase, antiquity, stolen in Birmingham. Perpetrator unknown, taken from Honeybourne Manor. The housekeeper was unsure if a robin carved into a table nearby had been there before the theft. Interesting. £13 money stolen in Plymouth by Alvin MacDonald, looted from a room of a captain at the Royal Docklands. Bronze of a horse, stolen in Oxford. Looted from a manor house. A drawing of a bird was found in its place. Okay, so we've had a robin, a bird, and what was the other one? A sketch of a songbird. So we're getting birds being left at the scenes. Interesting. Waterfall. That's a genius comment and a wonderful little emoji there. That's wonderful. £6, 10 shillings money stolen in Birmingham. Perpetrator Ella Hammond, stolen from the nightstand of a butcher by his estranged sister. £57. That's a lot of money now, let alone back in, what was the year? 1883. Stolen in Nottingham, taken from a carriage. funds were destined to purchase horses. A sapphire ring stolen in Leeds from the servants' quarters while the jewellery was being polished. It was found in the mouth of one of the maids. Diamond necklace with a possible typo and earrings stolen from the bedroom of Lord and Lady Bolterley. And silver cutlery stolen in Chester by John Johnson, stolen from the Bishop of Chester by a recently released convict who had been incarcerated for 19 years. Okay.
Did we have a baker? We had a butcher and a candlestick maker, but I didn't see a baker.
Oh, we might have done. Because, yeah, butcher. We definitely had a candlestick maker. That feels too coincidental. We've got a butler as well. Is there a butler in there as well?
Thanks.
So we're being given all these things, and we've been told all these rules about what gets offloaded where. So how do we put those two together?
Is it to do with the date? Because we've got dates. Is there anything to? Is there a year as well?
So it says 1883, and the date of the voyage in this was May 1883. We've got a list of trunk numbers that were from Newcastle, Southampton, were aboard on departure from Newcastle, from Southampton, from Liverpool, and from...
So it had to be something that was stolen before. Is that right? Or after? Is it something stolen that was on board or something stolen after?
So, I haven't been able to discover anything about what caused her to die shortly before the boat docked in New York. So she'll have had her luggage, Birdie Shepperton. That did her name didn't come up on here anywhere, did it? She got to New York. She died before New York, so we can assume that at New York, her luggage would still be on the boat, and then we now need to work out where it would go after that.
So even though I don't trust her, Caroline has come up with quite a good suggestion in that if it is Birdie who's leaving birds at the scene of the crime, robbing, then maybe we total up things that she...
Perfect, yes, because it's Birdie Shepperton. So let's look at the ones that have got birds, because he... I don't know whether Birdie is a male or a female. Oh, it's a female name because it says her to die. Why she had to leave a calling card, I don't know. So where are we? We've got one on each page, have we? A sketch of a songbird was found at the scene. So we've got 17th century candlesticks. And that was stolen on the 10th of February. So that is the first thing. So we've got 17th century candlesticks. Page 2. What else was also there? A robin carved into a table nearby. A Chinese vase stolen in Birmingham. Chinese vase from Birmingham. So they're not money, are they? They're antique things. Where were the candlesticks? That was Sheffield for the candlesticks. Okay. And finally, other page. Where is it?
We're past May now.
Were there two on that second page then? A drawing of a bird was found in its place. There we go. A bronze of a horse. Bronze of a horse from Oxford. Okay, we have three particular things. So let's actually, just in case, I'm going to put them down here. So the 17th century candlesticks from Sheffield. The bronze of the horse was the 17th of April.
24th of March.
24th of March for the Chinese vase, and
10th of February.
Ooh, someone was making excellent notes. Okay. All in 1883, in case the year is relevant.
Arch says, did somebody steal Sheffield?
Sheffield Steel.
Oh!
And that is
I just typed
exactly
the same thing.
That is exactly what Matt. Good work. You won't be able to hear it, but have a rim shot. Right, I still don't quite know where we're going with this. Hang on, the bronze of a horse. How big is the bronze of that horse, though, you know? So we've got 17th century candlesticks, Chinese vase, bronze of a horse, which is almost certainly of a greater value than £20. Oversized?
Perhaps we will find more things, artifacts somewhere that we can...
What, from the other
happens.
notes that we've got? I feel like we've got 3 separate puzzles.
Have we seen everything yet?
Matt, can we...
Do you want me to confirm that or not?
I would. Like, it feels like it's 3 separate things.
You have everything you currently need to progress in this puzzle.
Yes, I was afraid of that.
Oh.
Okay, right. So, chat.
Except inspiration.
Okay.
Come on, Caroline. Next step in your redemption, please. What do we need to do next?
What happened between you? You were such friends.
It was just within the game. I'm only teasing. She's a lovely, lovely person.
Yeah, so she was an antiquities thief in the months before the ship departed. Yeah. We need to know the luggage label number. So we also need to know when she got on, because we have here the list of all these numbers. All the things, are they over £20? I assume so. It's difficult to tell what things were worth back then, but you would assume it was more than £20.
Do we know where have these all been? Is this just like I'll say something worthwhile in a second. Are these all found in a particular place or logged in a particular place? As in, did they all? I was going to say, if they all came back to Newcastle, then we'll know that they're. I guess that's.
That's a good point. It just says the office of Theo G. Ellis, Chief Constable, Metropolitan Police.
Right. So we don't know where they've turned up or where they were handed in. Okay.
What have we not thought about?
I feel like we've definitely made a step forward with birds thing.
Oh, absolutely. So these are the numbers aboard on departure from Newcastle. So we need to know where she got on as well as where it leaves. Because I think, should I just send a cheeky text to the number on WhatsApp? Would I get anything from that? I'm assuming it's a no, and it's just there ready and waiting for when we have information.
For a keyword.
It's not something I tried, but...
Okay, well, I'll give it a go. Anyway. What are the chat saying? Is the 9:05 a red herring on the clock? Not necessarily. Probably, but not necessarily.
Given Eddie explicitly requested this information, they've picked a terrible person to take photographs of the log.
Yeah, didn't even get the whole picture.
So there is now someone in my phone directory called Scarlet Rob, and if I ever get arrested, I have some explaining to do. Oh dear.
Trust me, my email account is some very questionable stuff in it these days.
Oh, I had this issue earlier today. Now, what was it? Oh dear. I was looking up something, and it turned out to be a slang for something else that I really did not know, and I burned everything afterwards because, oh my god. Okay, so WhatsApp message, ahoy me hearty, because I am, of course, a sailor, so you'll be able to see that. Oh, good, yes, it has stopped working again because I... Right, you should see the message that's come through. You will in a second. It's talking to me like I'm an 80-year-old. Remember, you said you'd be in touch with me when you had the number, of the piece of luggage that you were looking for. Text me when you have one. Oh, thank you. I knew that, but thank you. Anyway. Doesn't it say 1010?
Oh
Yes,
my goodness!
Yes, it
Yes,
does.
it does.
So, it does say 1010, and that just means it's a standard stock photo because that is or something because that is the classic time because you've got the happy face, you've got the
Yeah, happy time.
happy time. That's why it's 1010. That's why
Yeah.
it's because it sort of it subconsciously evokes a smile. It looks like a smile, so that's why it's set
I
to
think
1010.
it was Dave Gorman that had a feature on that in his show. It was fantastic.
Oh right, I knew about it other than
Yeah.
that. Okay, Matt.
Common thing.
Guide us, point us in a direction that isn't terrible.
Your immediate objective right now is to work out where she boarded.
Where she got on.
Yes.
So things were still. Where was the first thing still? Oh, Sheffield, wasn't it? Sheffield, Birmingham, Oxford. So she's moving down the country.
I can't remember, Meredith. That's the really irritating thing. Anyway, carry on. I have a feeling if something beginning with H. I'm wondering if hedgehog was it, but I don't think it was. Anyway, carry on. It was in combination with other things, and it turned out to be incredibly specific, and I did not need to know it. Anyway, carry on.
Sorry to interrupt, but there's a murder to be solved. No, I've just noticed that she's moving down the country, Sheffield to Birmingham to Oxford. So I'm thinking she got on Southampton.
Okay, I'm happy to go. I'm happy to go with that logic. Actually, I'm happy with that. So let's say she got on Southampton, which is there.
I mean, it's tenuous. It's not guaranteed. She could have hopped. I mean, it was 1883. They didn't go anywhere very quickly, did they? There was no sort of National Express. But I get the feeling she would have moved down the country and then got on.
Okay. No, I'm happy with that, to be honest. So it's either Newcastle, Southampton, Liverpool, probably not Belfast, and out of those, Southampton is the furthest south. Why can we rule out 6 of those numbers, Caroline? I haven't even looked at the numbers yet. Why?
Ones that start with 8? No.
Well, hang on. If it was on board a departure from Newcastle, and if they're numerically sequenced, they're not written in order here. That's irritating.
Because they were already on board.
Ah, yes. 7861 is already there. 7853 is already there. That's cheeky.
Nice.
Oh, of course. So it is a log every time. Oh my goodness. So we're going to be able to keep track of some of these in their journey. But I think this is where Matt probably oversolved something. I think he confessed to me he oversolved something earlier or something like that. So if we take all those numbers, 7861, and so there are 10 numbers here. Which of these are got on at Southampton? So we've got 7861 is there and there. 7850 is there and there. 7918 is new. 7918 is new. 7839 is already there. I'm assuming it's 7, not a 1, by the way. No, yeah, because that's a 1. 7853 is there. 7903 is new. 7927 is new. 7929 is new. 7907 is also new. 7884 is there. So we have 5 packages that got on at Southampton. Okay.
If we've got 10 and there were 6 on. Oh, has one come off?
So one will have come off.
One has come off.
At Southampton. Maybe that's a useful piece of information, maybe not, I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was doing, Arch. I was kind of going, hang on, there should only be 4, but I'm assuming which package disappeared?
I might have done it wrong. 50?
No, 7866.
You are right.
Yeah, 7866 got taken off.
Got taken off. Ah, nice one.
Okay. So Meredith says now look at the port before she died, which was... So she died in New York, so that was Belfast. So we know...
Really...
So we know all these numbers. So we know that one of these will have been her trunk. So if she got on at Southampton, we need one of those 5, and hopefully only one of those 5, to also be there at Belfast, because we know she was still on there and then went to New York. So 8014, that's not that. 7884, 7989, no. 7861, no. 8016, 803, 7992, no. 7987, no. 8115, 7927. One match. 7968, 8028, 794 something, 785. We only have one match. So one trunk got on at Southampton and was still there at Belfast. That is going to be our luggage number. So luggage number 7927, not 8. Right, I've been digging around and I found a list of all the unclaimed luggage from that voyage. You should be able to find the piece that correlates with that trunk number. Here's a link. If you could tell me what city that piece of luggage ended up in, aha, might be able to help you further. Okie doke, zilla.co.uk, row, ziggy, spelt it wrong. Row, ziggy, 9 Flynn. Okay, we have... if I remove Excel, here we go. We have unclaimed luggage. Can I zoom into that? Yes, I can. I can get it up to there. Okay. So we had the number 7927. An oak trunk. Nearly new. Empty. Scratch on the surface. Label says if lost, send to New York, valued at $24, 5 feet by 3 feet by 2 feet. Okay, so let's go through our rules. So if it's unclaimed, it'll go to the next port on, unless there's specific instructions. There are specific instructions, but the next step says, is it more than $20? And it is more than $24. Unless it's oversized, but it isn't oversized. The age described by the passenger. So even though she was stealing antiques, she's not said that. She said it's nearly new. So it's not that. Unclaimed for 3 months, sold or disposed of. I think it's just going to go to Newcastle because it's more than $20. Do we agree?
Yes, and I think it...
So those are the instructions. Unclaimed, but there are specific instructions, and it is more than 20, but it isn't oversized. It is not over 10 years, according to the passenger. And I assume it wasn't unclaimed, so I think
that means they keep it at Newcastle.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And then if it's unclaimed, it gets sold.
Yeah. So I think it'll be Newcastle. Okay, just going to see if I can move this camera very slightly because it was... and now, yep, you've stopped working. 1 second. Deactivate, add, activate. Let's have a look at Newcastle. Newcastle. Ah, okay. I've done some digging, and it seems that all the unclaimed from that ship was dropped off at Newcastle. Ended up with a salvager named Ardingdale. Now, I have some good news. Over the years, Ardingdale's salvaging business became an antique shop instead, and has been handed down through the generations. Here's their website. I'd get in touch and see if they know what happened to your trunk. Okay, Ardingdale Antiques.co.uk. That is.
Sorry, I got there before you.
Is it? Have we got some good things coming up?
Yeah.
Okay, welcome to Ardingdale Antiques, Tynemouth. Or is that Teignmouth? Teignmouth is somewhere else. We are Newcastle's largest, friendly, and most centrally located antiques emporium. Over 120 dealers. Come and visit our timeless collection of antiques.
Mm-hmm.
Teignmouth is in Devon, yeah. Okay, so we've got a weird thing here. We've got that. We've got a clock. Is that the same clock? No, it's a different clock. We've got a very disturbing teddy bear, which I'm clicking on straight away.
That's the Teddy Ruxpin.
That's Teddy Ruxpin. That's who I was laughing at.
What? I've got no idea what that is.
Teddy Ruxpin was in the 80s, and it used to talk to you. You could put tapes and things in its back, and it would talk and sing to you. I mean, if anything is going to take over the world, it would be an army of Teddy Ruxpins.
I always go to Ardingdale for my statement jewels. Maureen from Newcastle, the finest treasure trove in the northeast from Bob from Sunderland. And we've got some opening hours. We should contact them, so because that's what it told us to do. Our antiques. We have traditional English furniture, period, continental furnishings, unique statement pieces, ethically sourced taxidermy. Oh dear. If you wish to find out more on the items listed, please either phone us if you're in the UK, going to be calling someone, or if you're out the UK, email. No, I'm absolutely going to phone them. And is there anything here that looks like rosary beads, ships? I just love the idea of a cheese vat, wine rack, Georgian bow front cabinets. Is it going to be that? Pine trunk. No, we were told it was pine, and it's approximately 1.5 feet in length, which is about 5 feet if I'm right. Yes, so it is that. And at about 1870, that's our... Go on.
It was oak, wasn't it?
Was it? Oh,
sorry.
What? Let's... I have lost the page with...
It was in the WhatsApp message.
Nearly new scratches. Oh, right.
Oak trunk.
Oak trunk. How irritating. Well done, my bloodhound.
Bloodhound. So I presume, yes, there we go.
Victorian oak trunk. Large late Victorian oak trunk. Maker's mark suggest 1881 or 1882. Slight damage. Some non-original engravings on the interior. Right. So we need to call this number 0191. Isn't that the start of? Is that the going live or the ridiculously long?
It used to be 081 811 8181.
That's the one.
But then they added the 1 in, and it just ruined the timbre, didn't it? 01
81 811 8181.
Exactly.
1. Okay.
0898 889955.
Is that the IT crowd one?
That was the primary, the premium rate.
Antiques. If you wish to inquire about an item, please enter its 4-digit identification code followed by the hash key.
All right, I will. 6684 hash.
There is an issue with that item. We will message you further details. Goodbye.
Oh. Okay.
Anybody showing an interest is immediately suspicious.
Okay. I've not been sent any messages, so I don't know. Just wait a few seconds. Nothing has come through yet. Maybe, yeah, but it is this one because the voyage was in 1883. So, did I do it right? That's my next question. Let's have a look. Recent.
I think so.
Unless you typoed in a way we couldn't see, I believe you did that correctly.
I
presumed
thought I
that-
did it right.
Yeah, I presume they're saying, we're not going to give the information out on the phone. Let's send you a private. But have you checked your email? Come through there.
I haven't checked email, but how would they know that was my email? It has gone. Here we are. Finally, here we go. This item has damage, and it can be viewed here. I will put the link to that in the chat, but it'll come up on screen in a second. Anyway, 9 HOQ.
Yeah, Meredith wants to know what happens if you ask about another number.
Oh, we could do that.
Yeah.
Hello.
That
So
looks
this is the
familiar.
link that it call about the owl. Okay, I'll do that in a second. Okay, so we can quite clearly see that there is that weird thing, and that is very similar to one of the parts of Children of Zakir, or Shakir, sorry, Shakir. So we've got. Ooh, is that? There's the square. There's a circle next to it. Whoops, where's the square? Oh, I think it's there. So we've got this sort of third of it. So we're dealing with this. Oh no, we have to assemble it. Oh no, we have to assemble it. Right, that is what it looked like. That is what it looked like. Because we have this square, which was not connected to this circle, and we have these two triangles to the right of it. And if we have a look, there's the circle with, I think, a line going through it. Yes.
I don't remember an H.
There's the square, and there's the two triangles to the right-hand side of it. So there we go. The letters are generated afterwards, but that is definitely the first part of our puzzle. Okay, that's fun. Where's the owl? A taxidermy brown owl with a wistful expression. Okay.
I wonder what the letters. Oh, it's furniture, taxidermy.
I see. Okay.
Welcome to Ardigdale Antiques. If you wish to inquire about an item, please enter its 4-digit identification code followed by the hash key.
So I will do 0242 hash.
We're sorry, we could not find that item. If you wish to inquire about another item, please enter its 4-digit identification code followed by the hash key.
Okay, so let's look at the one above.
Sorry, Meredith, not very exciting.
We're sorry, we could not find that item.
There you go. So it's just that it goes different for the oak trunk. Fair enough. Well, that's one set of puzzles down. We'll put that in its envelope. Right, where shall we go next, Helen? Do you want to go to the University of Greater Wellington? Or do you want to go somewhere else? Sorry, I'm just trying to find... How do I turn off the Excel? There it is. Or do you want to go to the Please Do Not Bend area?
Oh, so tempting. Let's Wellington it.
Good, that's the correct answer.
Yes, I did, Marky V.
I didn't.
Ardingale Antique.
What? Oh, it was the chandelier. The chandelier is... okay. What is our history? We never clicked on our history. Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Okay. They began collecting and selling furniture over 100 years ago. These days, it's in Aladdin's cave. We are constantly bringing in new stock to replace the items we sell, meaning that you can return in as little as 24 hours and be faced with an almost entirely new display of wonders. Okay, but nothing huge. The Victorian cheese vat. I was enamoured by the cheese vats. Okay. We have... Oh!
I was waiting for that.
Matt knows exactly why I've said that. Chat, why do you think I've said that?
I'm presuming it's a picture of a cute animal or a. You've just literally squealed.
Yes!
Ah.
Isn't Spiral gorgeous? I'm assuming it's Spiral because it says 3 on the back. See, I checked. Good. Okay. The University of Greater Wellington. So this is Mr. Eddie Moore. Dear Mr. Moore, I'm sorry to say there isn't a great deal of information about what Professor Carver was working on immediately prior to her death. I've included photocopies of what documents I managed to uncover from our archive, along with a copy of an article from a local newspaper published just before she died. I've got some potentially good news for you. Professor Carver was a bit of a tech nerd and was one of the founding members of the university's intranet before computers really took off. Yes, we did keep the intranet running as a tribute to the university's history, so I'll give you access to Professor Carver's section on that. Hopefully you'll find something of use. Some more good news is that security wasn't really something that people thought of back then either, so I wouldn't imagine it'll require a password. Here's a link, so I'll go there in a second. Her username was this, the port was that, the dial number, classic, is that. I hope this helps you in your quest for further information about Professor Carver. While I never knew her personally, her work was exceptional, and the death was an awful tragedy, because of course we're trying to find out more about the deaths of the people who have handled this artifact. Good night, Catnip. Have a lovely evening. Nothing on the back. Sleep well. You got to see the cat. That was the important thing. So we've got okay. So this one says 1 on it. Notes about digs. Over the past 5 years, I've been fortunate enough to be part of several explorations at Te Pukehiwi, just across the water from Wellington. These are the few observations about my discovery. The discovery I'm most fond about came multiple times. We used a ground-penetrating radar. We often use this methodology this is going to be a puzzle, to avoid damaging artefacts. We were carrying out the site at Survey B, and there is a map here.
I have a copy of that map if you want me to supply it to chat.
Yes, please do. Yeah, absolutely. There's quite a few sites. Is that O? I think I could see up to O. I'm just going to unclip it whilst I continue reading. I have a feeling it's just going to be a case of do that puzzle. There we go. The shark tooth necklace was at J. Okay, there's that. Okay, so that's a puzzle. So I'm actually going to put that to one side. Guide to Carrying Out Digs Safely and Effectively by Professor Louise Carver, 15th of February 1996. Hello, new Masters students. I know you're all keen to accompany me and the faculty on our archaeological digs, but don't pick up those trowels just yet. For the first few digs, your roles will be purely as observers, learning how to safely work on digs. But to make your observations more useful, I thought it'd be good to jot down the process we use when digging a test pit so you can follow along. Oh goodness. Choose the test location, use ground penetrating radar to look for potential finds and to locate hazards. Mark out your test pit, record the location, de-turf, start digging and sifting, washing, recording and filling your pit. I hope that all makes sense. Okay. There's a lot there. And we have here a profile. I'm just going to check there's nothing on the back. Oh, there is! Oh, no. Is that start at... Does that mean start at A and go up 1, right 2? No, because that takes us off the side of the thing. But we have a set of instructions. Hang on. We've got a 1, 2, and then 3 spiral. So those are our instructions. 1, we need to find a starting location based on this. 2, we then do these, and then we spiral. Look at him or her. Lovely. So that is that.
Arch just asked, when does the crane pick up and drop items?
Oh no! That was quite a puzzle. there was a puzzle in Burn Before Solving, which was a recent puzzle hunt that I basically solved the entirety of. That was all about a crane that was picking up and putting down, and it was very complicated and very long. It took me forever. It was good fun. As the head of archaeology at the University of Greater Wellington, Professor Louise Carver is responsible for overseeing many of our country's most fascinating archaeological discoveries in the past decade. Her involvement in shaping the modern theories regarding the Maori settlement in New Zealand cannot be overstated, but Louise, 48, remains modest. She was born in Auckland, the only child of Ted and Joyce Carver. Ted worked as an artist and engraver throughout Louise's childhood. Dad was fascinated by old items in our country's history, and I guess that rubbed off on me. She attended the University of Auckland, graduating in 1970 with a degree in anthropology. Following her graduation, she worked internationally in Australia, the US, and North Africa. In 1982, she returned home to take up a post at the University of Greater Wellington's newly formed archaeology department. Early 1990s, radiocarbon dating techniques were improving. She concluded the earliest Maori settlements dated to the 13th or 14th century, opposing the classic theory that it was 750 AD. She's also worked in the field. She's overseen explorations in Marlborough, just across the water from Wellington. In addition to her archaeological work, Louise is also a vocal advocate for what she calls the obvious case for our nation to formally use its Maori name, Aotearoa.
Aotearoa.
Thank you. Alongside New Zealand. Her expertise saw most recently tasked in analysing an unusual object which was discovered in a chest during construction work in the city. As with all her work, Louise worked quickly and efficiently to uncover the origins of the mysterious item, establishing that it had gone missing from a museum in Spain and ensuring its safe return. And I think we know that it went to Spain at some point, our artefact, from last time. I think there was a brief mention to a disaster in Spain. Self-confessed workaholic, Louise lives on the university campus with her cat, who she calls her true love and best friend. This passion and drive will surely lead her to become one of the nation's greatest ever archaeologists. Okay. Right, so let's take a look at this website, universitygw.com/historical intranet.
I would suggest that Helen tunes into the Twitch stream for this.
Okay, there's going to be some sound,
Oh,
I think.
is this going to be a dialogue mode?
So, oops, that page can't be found. Have I gone to the wrong place?
No, I found it fine, so I think you probably typed it.
No, it is wrong.
Historial.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I do lack a C, very much so. There we go. So, username, Louise.Carver, 1973. The port was 9978886. Dial. It's this one. Everybody, over a certain age, get ready to be transported back to the 90s, I'm assuming. Ah, the good old days. Hooray! And now there's a lovely folder there, file called Artifact Secrets. Yes?
Sorry, it wasn't on screen.
Oh no! You didn't miss it. There wasn't anything on screen to watch. You didn't say the magic word. You didn't say the magic word. You didn't say the magic word. That's so good. You didn't say the magic word. Oh, is it? That's Jurassic Park, right? You didn't say the magic word. That's so good. Oh, right. Stage 1. Hang on, let me just navigate through the file system. I know this. Okay. Oh, that's so good. Okay. There's the grid for the up. So it says A.
Yes.
And then we've got... But that is number 2. So actually we need stage 1, don't we? So this is stage 1 from our thing. And this is a 5x5 grid. This is a 5x5. There we go. Can I do it with that? Can I do it the other way around? That will be. Let's do this. He says, tried to work out that. There we go. Darn it. No, there's no good way, no easy way of doing this one.
Matt put a link to if you can manage to fit another web browser on. Matt sent a link to the digital version.
Ah, okay. Yes, you did.
If you do two windows beside the
Yeah, I'll do that.
side themselves.
Either the link or I posted the actual image to the Discord.
I will go to the link because it'll be easier, but I can't find where you've put the link in the chat. Can you put the link in the chat again? Oh, I found it. Okay, there it is. And then good. Yeah, I just need to set up another window. Window capture. There we go. There we go. Grr.
Shrink the GUR window.
Yeah, there we go. There we are. So we have that and that. All right then. Over the past 5 years, I've been fortunate enough to be part of several explorations. We often use the discovery I'm most fond of. So I'm reading the instructions here. There are a few observations about my favourite discoveries. The discovery I'm most fond of came about on one of the multiple times we used a ground-penetrating radar. We often use this to avoid damaging artefacts. We were carrying out a survey at Site B, so that I assume just means it's the letter O, because that Site B is C4, and that the equivalent letter in the grid on stage 1 is O. So the conditions were perfect for using the radar. This was February 1994 when we were in the middle of a particularly dry summer. We discovered the shape of what was clearly a nephrite toki, a jade carving tool. Very few made from nephrite have been discovered, so this was very exciting. What actually led us to investigate Site B was an earlier discovery at Site E. Oh, so E is actually first. So where is E in all that?
A5.
Thank you. So that's A, but that was first. So E was before then. I'm going to write. So get your notepads out for all the timing and things like that. Oh, we've got a thing. What was the thing? I heard a ding. Thank you, GM. It's your 21st birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Hope no one dies in our exploration of today on your honour, GM. Because we had quite a few deaths.
You don't have a great track record so far, Dan.
It's not gone well. So it was So B was February 1994. I hope you've written that down. An earlier discovery at Site E, where we found the remains of a large kitchen midden, and analysis showed that the diet of the early settlers was incredibly varied. Another use of radar in 1995 at Site D. Where's Site D?
C2.
Okay, so that's an I. And as that's in 1995, that is after Site B, so that goes there. Showed us the location of a type of chisel. While they often had tips made from nephrite, this one had a tip made of basalt, which is more common on North Island than South. Whilst it's not a particularly interesting find, the shark tooth necklace we found at Site J. A2, okay, is my favourite items because it was found at the first dig we carried out in the area. Okay, so putting that first then.
You've changed to the site name, site letter.
Oh, I have. That should be a C. Thank you. Well spotted.
Oh, I thought it was M.
Site.
I thought it was Site J.
Yes, no, you're absolutely right. Oh, well, I think we're heading towards Maori. Based on that then, from Wheel of Fortune. Finally, I should mention the most curious discovery I've been present for. It came not 2 months after the discovery of the nephrite toki, which is the one at Site... the first one that we dealt with, the Site B, which is the probably the O, because it's 2 months later. We were carrying out a test excavation at site A, which hopefully is an R. It is indeed. There we go. When my colleague, Dr. Manaki Hunapo, discovered an unusual rectangular carved piece of stone. It was clearly not Maori in heritage, but was beautiful in its own right, and was sent in to be displayed at a museum in Auckland. Let's do some Maori. Yay! Okay. Okay, we're now at another grid for stage 2. Okay, and stage 2, it says A, and then those instructions. So I assume we start at one of the A's. We can't start at the A on the right hand side. Let's just put this back in here. Maybe something like that. We can't start at the A on the right hand side because we're going to go up 1, right 2. So let's start at this bottom 1, bottom left, and just see what happens. Up 1, right 2, we get an O. That's not particularly visible, is it? Let's go with that then. There we go. That's better. So we've done. So if we start at that bottom right O, bottom right A, bottom left A, get it right. Then so we go to the O. Down 1, left 1, T. Right 2, E. Up 2, left 2, A. Down 1, R. Up 3, right 1, O. Down 2, right 2, A. And that is, I believe, most of... Oh, if we put the A in there that we started off with, we get, as I read out in one of the articles, the Maori name of New Zealand. What was it again, Matt?
Oh, I've forgotten now. Etoroa.
Thank you. And that gives us that. That, stage 2. Now, stage 3, meow, it just says spiral. So, spiral.
Well, I would suggest that that's like spiral in from the top left or spiral out from the middle. Is there anything else in the picture of, like there was a vase of flowers?
Nope. It says 1448 in the DVD player.
The picture of... Oh, I see what you mean.
Let me look on the back of this. No, there's nothing there. Evoli man retatasi masimi union. Okay.
Oh, yes. Amazing.
Oh, if we go the other way. I love my cat. Her name is Aronui. So I assume Aronui. Yeah, have I got that right? Aronui.
Aronui.
Yes!
Amazing.
There we go. I was going... Who said you should go clockwise, honestly?
Very well done, Hop.
So I took this rubbing from the artifact just in case it was important. Well, thank you very much for doing that, because now we can do the bottom left part. So we've got a circle there, got that round there, triangle there. Okay. So...
That's an awful lot of security for one rubbing that she wasn't even sure was that important.
to me, that looks like the right rubbing as well, right there. Yeah, right, good. So yeah, no,
Sure.
I think so.
Not now.
I think so. What do people think in the chat? Oh, it's not, because the circle's in the wrong place. I hate you, Matt. Right, okay.
I could have
There
not
it is.
told you.
There we go. Now the circle's in the right place. Marky V was all over it. There we go. See, yeah, now it was in the circle was one thing to the right. Okay, please do not bend. Oh, you're right. This is a sticky one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, have here a piece of paper. I received your payment and have sent you the documents and heirloom that I believe you will need to find Henrik Christiansen's grave. Text me on that number when you have narrowed it down to a few graves. Don't send me any more than 3, though. I ain't made of legs. Okay. Okay. Right. We have here... Oh, my goodness. We have a lot. Oh, and there's a thing. How does it go? In the dark, one ring to rule them all, and in the darkness bind them. I have here
Close.
a ring, and I have a lot of information on graveyards. So, just taking a look at this ring. I can't see any engravings on it, but I think the size of it is probably going to be what matters here. Can't see any engravings on it. There is a ridge sort of 2/3 of the way up, but okay. Stadshagen Kyrka, which means church in some language, but I'm not sure which. Since the consecration of a church, we have prided ourselves on having a straightforward burial system and a highly organised graveyard. We like to think that our cemetery is much like a library. Finding the right grave should be as easy as finding the right book, but instead of the... I read ahead. But instead of using the Dewey Decimal System, we like to use what we call the Dewey Decimal System. Excellent. Points all around. First, our graveyard is in 6 sections. Oh my goodness. I am hoping to have a map here. Oh my goodness. Yes, I do. Oh my. Oh, yes.
Would you like a digital version of that?
Oh, please
Yes,
supply one for the
please.
chat. So we've got lots of things, and we've got the history of the Christensen family there, also in our things, which probably is going to come into play at some point, as is this. Firstly, our graveyard, as you can see, is neatly divided into 6 sections. Each section covers 20 years of burials, ranging from the construction of the church in 1831 to when the graveyard became full in 1950. When you exit the church from the nave, which I'm going to assume is here, because there's the church, then you step straight into, so here's the door, you step straight into the 1891 to 1910 section. Where's my notepad? Here we go.
So the nave of a church is the central part stretching from the main entrance or rear wall to the transepts or chancel.
Okay,
So
so
it's
the main body.
The main part.
So what that means is we know that this one is 1831 to 1850 based on that. Sod it. No, because I've just misread that. You step straight into the 1891 to 1910. Why? Okay, yeah, okay. You'll find the 1831 to 1850 section is in the west of the graveyard, bordering the 1851 to 1870 section. Okay, so one of these is that, and it borders this. Due to the lack of available land close to church, graves from 1931 to 1950 are in one of the sections furthest from the church. Oh. Hang on, west. West is that way, isn't it? No. That way's north. Oh, God. So west. Right. That way round, or possibly that way round. I think these are, because we had... When you exit the church, you get to this one. 1831 to 1850 is in the west, and given that that way is north, that means this way, hello me, is west. And it borders this. We know that these two touch. Of course, that one could go there, but this one is either here or here.
That cheese vat had an impact on you then, if you're randomly spouting cheeses.
What? Why am I spouting?
Hello, me.
Oh.
Sorry, do go on.
Due to the lack of available land close to the church, grade from 1931 to 1950. I do hope I wasn't the only one completely puzzled for a few seconds and then realised I said hello me. Well done. So this is in one of these two sections. As they wished to be buried close to their grandparents, the wealthy Nilsson family demanded that the 1911 to 1930 section be located immediately to the south, which is that way, of the 1851 to 1870 section. So I think if I do this, everything is thus satisfied from that. I think that resolves everything there, and then there's the other 20 set. What's the other 20 years that we haven't used yet? So it was 1831 to 1950. So what haven't we used? 1871 to 1890. I think it's that. So I'm going to read through everything, and then hopefully all the rules are obeyed. Okay. When you exit the church, you get to the 1891 to 1910. You'll find the 1831 to 50 is in the west of the graveyard. It is bordering the 1851 to 1870. Due to the lack of land available close to the church, 1931 to 50 are furthest away. Good. As they wish to be buried close to their grandparents, Nilsson demanded that 1911 to 1930 be located immediately to the south of 1851 to 1870. So that's there, and then that gives us that. That is correct. We're the club 1830s, absolutely. So we've compartmentalised. We've got things. We need to find Henrik Christiansen's grave. That is the overall aim of this. Do they normally start burying people away from the church and get closer than Aqua? I would have said that was like you would start near and then you would get further and further away. I don't know. Here at Stad Schagenkirke, we pride ourselves in the knowledge that we have provided people with the ultimate comfort of their eternal rest. Back in the day, we had a very forward-thinking team who were willing to go to any lengths to make our clients as happy as possible for their endless slumber. One great example of this was our Buried with Pets policy. If our client had a best friend in life, then they were allowed to stay with them in death. There are several great stories of our clients being buried with their beloved beasts. A fantastic example of this is Henning and Alexanderson. Henning was buried with his pet crocodile, Snappy. Henning's case was the first of our Buried with Pets policy. He was our first client. Fortunately, there wasn't too much of an option with Henning, as his final moments were spent inside Snappy's belly. Another great example of our generous Buried with Pets policy was Elsie Gran and her pet koi carp, Colin and Clara. Unfortunately for Colin and Clara, they were still alive when Elsie died, but fortunately for Colin and Clara, they were fish. So we filled Elsie's coffin up with water and let Colin and Clara live out their days with Elsie.
But who would be feeding? Oh, I don't want to know.
We're sure Elsie was delighted to be sleeping with the fishes.
Gets better.
Oh no. Finally, when Karin Carlson died, he wished to be buried with his pet horse Philip, who had died only a few days earlier. We were thrilled to be able to find a very practical solution to this one. and we're confident that Karen's coffin will remain firmly glued shut for a very long time.
Goodness me.
Wow. Here's a list of all the pets buried in our cemetery. So we have a pet cemetery here. We have dogs, horses, cats, other animals. Dogs, horses, cats, and rabbits. And then other animals, which so there's a list here. I will put that. Put that here so you could see that. Well, when needs must, you've got to make use of every single part of every animal you've got, right? Some other animals: battered fish. The parrots are called Polly, Tweety, Jack, and Pickles. The toads are called Ribbit, Gunter, John, and Billy. The snakes are called Buttercup, Mr. Huggy, and Hiss. Buttercup was a cow. Misty and John were lions. Ronald the rhino. These are great. These are just great. The cats: Tiger, Puss, Smoky Cream, Tigger, Kitty, Oscar, Geppetto, Max, Gina, Susie, Lisa, Blackie, Muskie, Yuki, Penelope. Horses: Secretariat, Slew, Horse of War, Horsey, Blue Rum, Lake Cracker, and Welpo. Rabbits: Zeus, Snowy, Rabbit, Dawn, Johnson and Thumper. And dogs: Buddy, Lady, Lassie, Pepper, Spot, Bingo, Chance, Shadow, Brownie, Cookie, Teddy, Daisy, Scooter, Sparky, Coco, and Jeffrey.
I don't know whether this is word on purpose. Purposeful? Yeah. But they've spelt koi carp as in the shy koi, not the koi as in the Japanese
COI. Do drop that one down.
Yeah.
There is a third page. I mean, that was just fantastic. There is a third page called Graveyard Areas. Each of the 20-year sections contains 5 circular areas. I have a feeling this ring may come into play now. Each circular area only contains the graves of those who fell into precise categories at the time of their death. As some people fell into multiple categories, some of the circles overlap. These regimented rules must have been a nightmare for the grave diggers at the time, but nowadays it makes it very easy to discover more about each individual based on the location of their grave. Each circular area was the same size, and we've marked the diameter of a circle onto your map as well. So, diameter, that is not the same as radius. Let's see, if I roll this ring along... Oh, I need a starting point though. How do I do a starting point? It looks the same. The whole rig looks the same around the edge. So how does it? Gonna
wrap it around.
I have marked a bit of it with a pencil. And I'm actually going to put that face up. I'm hoping that the diameter, going round, and it's back at the top here. Oh look, the area diameter fits the ring. To the surprise of no one.
How are you planning to transcribe a circle with that?
That's a circumference. People are pointing. The space around it.
Bugger. Well, the diameter works anyway.
The diameter is the distance, the furthest distance.
Why have I been given a ring?
From some...
If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. Okay, well...
I'm reading the chat, Meredith, out for him, so...
Yeah, circumference, yes, I've seen that now. That's really annoying. Diameter... Oh, is it just twice that? No, it's not. Grumpiness. Anyway, I'm going to read these rules first. Each circular area is the same size. We've marked the diameter of the circle onto the map as well. We've made it very simple to see each of these circles as we've drawn handy symbols on the marks. These represent the edges of each circle. The edges of the areas are marked with the following symbols. So Swedish heritage, executed by the state, buried with pet, wealthy when dead, which has a specific thing, and over 35. Both parents were born in Sweden if you're of Swedish heritage, and in Stockholm you were considered wealthy if you lived east of Birger-Jarlsgatan.
I'm going to help you with the pronunciation of that because I've no idea.
I was correct. he says.
Okay.
With no confidence. Okay, so
Mark-
let's read up, because we now have 3 pages of history about the Christiansen family.
Oh, my word.
but
Marky V has pointed out, by the way, that a post-it note looks about the right diameter.
That is very fair.
Pretty much spot on.
Oh, you absolute genius.
Innit?
That's why you're all here, folks. Yeah, that's why you're all here doing my work for me. Okay, so let's talk about Henrik. It is exactly, basically, the right thing. So Henrik himself, he was born in the same year that Oscar II became King of Sweden. Hans was the first of Anders' children to follow in his footsteps and go into the banking business. Hans moved up the rank of the bank very quickly. Of course, it can't have hurt that his father was president. Hans was visiting the family home the night of the horrible incident.
Have you skipped a page?
Yes, I went straight to Hans.
Okay.
Because now, without context, that's funnier. That was Hans's Anders' son.
Yeah.
That's genius. I don't know whether that's meant to be that. So what year was that? Can someone let me know? It was the same year that Oscar II became King of Sweden. So this will then. Oh no, it's death, isn't it? We don't care about when he was born.
It was 1829, if you're interested.
1829, yeah, but that doesn't. Okay. Anders Christiansen, his father. Anders was born in Sweden, so we're now halfway towards Swedish heritage, to a Polish father and Swedish mother. Anders became a prominent figure in the Swedish banking scene. He joined Avskilda Bank as a clerk and used his intelligence and charisma to move up the ladder, becoming the president of the bank in 1889. During his life, he found love with 2 different women. Firstly, with Candelaria Ventura, a dancer from Spain who he met on a trip to the theatre. Candelaria and Anders fell madly in love and started their own family. They had a child together, but unfortunately parting ways due to a family feud about currencies, which drove them apart. Anders was devastated but found solace in the arms of the children's Latvian nanny, Tatiana. Tatiana and Anders were married, and Tatiana gave birth to the second and third of Anders' children. Unfortunately, their relationship didn't last, as Candelaria returned to Sweden with family issues resolved, and Anders realised that his love for her had never died. Candelaria and Anders reignited their passions and remarried. Candelaria gave birth to Anders' 4th child, and they lived happily ever after until they were all murdered. Plot twist.
That's why it's better to read that in order, because you get that suddenly bouncing on you.
Yes. So, I think we could say that he is not of Swedish heritage, because regardless of who the mother was, is that right? Tatiana was Latvian, and Candelaria was from Spain. So, he does not have Swedish heritage. You're thinking of Candela there, Aqua, but it's close enough. Candelaria Ventura was born to parents of different heritage. Her father was the Spanish diplomat for Sweden, so he and his wife, Candelaria's mother, lived in the country for a long time. They left Sweden the day before the Scandinavian Monetary Union was announced, being staunchly against a union of currencies between Scandinavian countries. Oh, the scandal. Scandinavia, there's a pun there. They settled again in Spain, and Candelaria started to attend theatre school in 1846 when she was 5 years old, and that was the beginning of the rest of her life. She became a professional performer and received many awards. Candelaria met Anders when she was performing at the National Theatre of Sweden. He waited outside the stage door for her, and there was an instant connection. Candelaria was Anders' first love and long-term partner, albeit with a little break in the middle. Candelaria was the mother to the 1st and 4th of Anders' sons. So thank you, Thibaut, 1873. Tatiana, the other wife, was born in Scandinavia to a Latvian mother and father. Hang on. Both parents were born in Sweden. So it doesn't matter that she's Latvian, even though there was a Latvian mother and father. Tatiana was born in Scandinavia. And what was Anders? Anders was also born in Sweden. Great. Great. Okay. So if Tatiana is the mother, he will have Swedish heritage. If the mother is Candelaria, he will not have Swedish heritage. And Tatiana did, was it numbers 1 and 4 that she popped out? No. Candelaria was 1 and 4, and then Tatiana was 2 and 3. And I do apologise for using the phrase popped one out there.
I believe that's. I've never had one, but I believe that's how it happens.
Okay,
Pop,
good.
and you're done.
Basically like a toaster.
Yeah.
Oh no! Let's just not go there. Let's just not go there. When her mother Kasenija fell pregnant, her parents decided it was their last chance to tour Scandinavia before settling down. They travelled for a whole year as soon as they knew her mother was pregnant. 2 months into the pregnancy, they started with 2 months in Haugesund, then on to Drammen for a month. They moved on to Karlstad for 5 weeks, and then up to Umeå for 7 weeks. Then they spent 2 months in Torino before slowly returning to Stockholm to settle down. So we're going to have to work out that something, I think. Yes, GM, I did. Hjalmar was born on the same day that the first brick was laid in the prison that his brother Henrik would end up being held in after the horrible incident. Hjalmar was the quietest of the Christiansen brothers, preferring to mind his own business. And get on with the task at hand. He never moved out of his parents' family home, working on his musical manuscripts in the basement for most of his life. Then Hans, who we've talked about. Herman did eventually join his father at the bank, but not before working for the Swedish company Ericsson. He was born in the same year that the company was founded and worked for them in the early 20s, repairing telegraphs and telephones. He eventually moved over to the bank with the rest of his family before the horrible incident. Henrik was born in 1875. While Henrik's brothers, Hans, Hjalmar and Herman, began working in the banking industry, Henrik found his love was for poetry. When he was just 17, he penned an anthology of poems, which included one entitled All Banks Are Evil, Money is Bad, I No Longer Trust My Dad. Good poem. Henrik's father and brothers thought Henrik was bringing shame on the family and persuaded him that his future lay with numbers rather than words. Tragically, what Henrik would do next caused much greater anguish than his substandard poetry. On the night of the 16th of October 1905, when the rest of his family had gone to sleep in their large family home at, oh my goodness, area of Stockholm, Henrik, Ladugardsgadat, I don't know, I'm so sorry, just that area of Stockholm, Henrik moved through the property, murdering them all. The police arrived at the property the following morning to find Henrik sat in the hallway muttering, they're gone, and holding an antique he bought the previous week. Henrik went on trial and was found guilty of 5 counts of murder. He was sentenced to death, although his execution wasn't carried out immediately. He was held in Langsholm prison for some time. Henrik was executed in 1909. Hello, 1909. However, a number of churches refused to have him buried in their graveyard. Such was the severity of his crimes. Eventually, 27 months after his execution, his local church, Stadskirke, relented and permitted him to be buried alongside members of his family. Misty was the Christiansens' family pet, a beautiful hyacinth macaw imported from Africa. Misty died of shock following the horrible incident. Lots of reading there. Thank you for bearing with me. But Misty, that's going to be important, because what if she was buried? Do we have a Misty parrot in here? We don't have a Misty parrot. So Misty was not buried with the other animals. Sorry, with the family, you know what I mean. So we know that they weren't buried with a pet. So there are 5 criteria that we need. Swedish heritage, executed by the state, buried with pet, wealthy when dead, over 35. So let's tackle the first one that I know. The second one, I guess, the one that I know, executed by the state, he was. He was executed by the state.
Just to say that if you can bring the pet list back, there is a mistake.
There is indeed pet list.
Right. There is, but that's a lion.
Misty is a lion. Okay. Misty was the Christiansen's family pet, a beautiful hyacinth macaw imported from Africa. So even though there's a Misty lion, a lion is not a macaw. A macaw's a parrot. So I don't think it is that. As Caroline says, very different from a macaw. So I think you're meant to go, oh, Misty, oh, it's there. No, look at the details, which I occasionally don't do. So I think there's no pet. So we've got, out of the 5 things that we need... Oh, sorry, it's the other one. I saw someone working out an age, by the way, so that's excellent. So executed by the state is a yes. So we've got Swedish heritage, executed by the state, buried with pet, wealthy when dead, and over 35. Buried with pet is a no. Executed by the state is a yes. Just my pet macaw. Yeah. Okay. Over 35. Did... I believe... GM says, born in 1872, died in 1909, makes him 37. Thank you, GM, for doing that. So over 35, we've got a yes.
I had him written as born 1979, so I might be wrong.
Okay, 1879. How do we... So...
Is this Henrik?
Oh, no, he was born in 1879. He was born in 1879. Hans... It was Hans. I read out Hans earlier when I was talking about Henrik, and that was wrong. So that's my fault. Sorry, GM. Born in 1879. Are we still happy with the date of 1909?
Yes.
In that case, it's a no. Because that'd be under 35. Wealthy when dead. In Stockholm, you were considered wealthy if you lived east of Birger Jarlsgatan. I assume we have to look at the Ladugårdstad area of Stockholm and see where that is. So let's have a look at that on Google Maps, shall we? Gardet, Sweden. No, Stockholm. Okay, Stockholm map. Okay. So we've got a Stockholm map here. There's a lot of water there, isn't there? I've been to Stockholm and I don't remember it being like that, but it must have been. It looks pretty. So where is... So Birger Jarlsgatan. Let's search for that. So Birger Birgerjarlsgatan. So that is there. Birger Jarlsgatan. So east of there, and you are wealthy if you lived there. And we are interested in the family home, which was Ladugårdsgardet, Stockholm, Sweden, which is that way. So therefore, that is east. So they were considered wealthy. Okay. The Swedish heritage. The Swedish heritage. Okay. So we need to work out which was born first, second, third, and fourth. And if he was born first or fourth, then we know that that is to who not Claudia, but that one beginning with C. Otherwise, it would be Tatiana, and Tatiana does have heritage, but the other one does not. Candelaria, thank you. Like Candela. So if he was born in 1879, Do we know when the... So they had a child together, Candelaria. Family feud about currencies. Exactly, Marky. I do wish I hadn't used that phrase. Yeah, there we go. Candelaria was born to... Yes. They left Sweden the day before the Scandinavian Monetary Union was announced. Okay, that sounds like an actual thing. Scandinavian Monetary Union. So that was announced in 1873. So they already had a child together before parting the ways due to the feud about the currencies. So if that was 1873, we know it's not this one, because 1873 is between child 1 and 2. We know that he was born in... we do know what year he was born in. 79. Do we know when they got back together? Do we know when they got to Tatiana? Oh, okay. Was born... Why were we even given all that about where and when they went? That's probably a thing, isn't it? That's probably a thing. They settled again in Spain, and Candelaria started to attend a theatre school in 1846 when she was 5 years old. Oh no, okay, that's the parents, isn't it? Met Anders. Yep, okay, so it's not that. Hjalmar was born on the same day that the first brick was laid in the prison that Henrik ended up being held in after the horrible incident. So if that... So that prison is that Birger Jarlsgatan? Is that a prison? Hans was born in 1972.
18.
Okay, 1872. So Hans is the first one then. So that is Hans. So we've still got Hjalmar and the other two. So what is the next? Hans was born the same year as... yes, so Hans was 1872. That was the King of Sweden. So that is Hans. Hjalmar. So that prison was... Langholmen prison. Langholmen prison. So I'm going to quickly Google Langholmen prison. When was it first built? Or when did they start? It was built 1874. It was built 1874. So I'm going to put you there. So we know Hans 1872. We got an 1874 for Hjalmar. The graves do have headstones, but just riddles. Yeah, absolutely, Marky V. Yeah, that's a good point. Good point. So Hjalmar.
But unfortunately, the guy's not made of legs. Too much effort to look at multiple headstones.
Yeah. Herman was born in the same year that the company was founded. I'm assuming that's Ericsson that it's talking about. This working for Swedish company was Ericsson. So Ericsson founded date. Ericsson was founded in 1876. Herman. So we are very close. We just now need to know Henrik. He was 1879. So that is Henrik. So he is number 4. So that is Claudia or Candelaria. Sorry, Candelaria, who was not of Swedish heritage. Tatiana was, but Candelaria was not. So, was he of Swedish heritage? No. So we've got the 5 binary things there, and a ring that I've yet to use. Maybe I have to go and destroy this in Mount Doom.
Somebody suggested earlier, and I'm sorry, I've forgotten who it was, that maybe the guy who was packaging your parcel it fell off. It's just-
Oh, it did look quite unexpectedly nice. It looked pure diamonds. Yep. Okay.
Yep.
Right. So we are. When was it? It was this one. I remember pointing at the bottom left. Anyway. Okay. So,
Just on that, I think the date was 1909, but there was a mention of 27 months later.
but he was buried with the family.
Yeah.
So he was born 27 months later, but he was born with the family. He was buried with the family. Eventually, 27 months after his execution, his local church relented and permitted him to be buried alongside members of his family.
I mean, what was he doing for those 27 months?
Well, he was dead.
Yeah, I mean, well, no, not what.
So
Rotting.
What did they do with him?
Oh, I
Like
see.
decomposition.
Yes.
Where was he? Just like on a table somewhere?
Matt, were you going to say something?
Yes, I'm trying to think what to say.
He sounds like he wants to
We know it's either.
I want to agree with Helen.
You want to agree with him? So in that.
Yeah. In the sense that they're in the same graveyard.
Right. So in that case, it's not that one. It's that one. As far away from that as you can get. Fine. Now we know that this post-it note is the size of the circle. So perfect.
Except it's not a circle.
What do you mean?
So don't put something in a circle, otherwise you end up with a circumference. The diameter is the straight line across a circle.
Right.
The middle.
I
the
did
widest
maths and further maths at A level, and you'd think I'd remember this, but apparently not. Okay. So we now know. So we've got. So how do we deal with all of this? I could take off these post-it notes. We don't need to know all that. We know it's this top right grid.
So yeah, basically, I mean, Aquasul has said this, but have you got a compass? But basically, you want to draw a circle that is the width of the top
Don't
of the
trust
post.
Dan with anything sharp.
No, absolutely.
No.
I did it digitally, but I think I'm not giving away too much when I say from looking at the hint. They did suggest that the circle might match the circumference of the diameter of something you have hand.
Yeah, the post-it.
They don't expect you to have access to post-its necessarily, but then they're also not talking about something out of the game that you might have handy.
The credit card.
But this ring. What is this ring about? Oh, hang on. It does say something on it. Oh, God. Okay. Wow, it's so incredibly fine. And it only appears when you've put it next to, of course, fire.
Uh-oh.
Mundus Benesit. I will type that in the chat. It's sort of Latin-y. Anyway, well done for me for finally spotting that. It's tiny, okay? Mundus Oh, this is really hard to read as well. Benesit.
Also, chat has a decent suggestion for what I was actually driving at.
What have I been given then? So what else?
Yeah, you haven't. It's something you might just have.
Ah. Well, can you not use the post-it note anyway?
I've got a packet of chocolate digestives. Is it?
Actually, that might be
It's
that might work.
This is actually their their OT hobnobs.
Oh no, they're smaller than digestives.
No, it's not far off though. Look at that.
Yeah.
That is disturbingly close.
The hint
suggests using a mug.
Oh, I've got a mug.
It's no
I
good
thought you might.
It's no good if you eat half of the biscuit either. Because the diameter is suddenly very much reduced.
Now, I was about to turn that upside down. My mug's not the right size.
Oh.
No, they're tapered, aren't they? Stick with the post. Well, yes, it's got to be something
post-it
circular,
note
I guess.
will be.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, so just cut a circle out of a post-it note. Yep. Uh-oh. Just suggested using something pointy.
You have.
For chap's
This
benefit,
is-
I will
you've-
dig out a picture of the ring inscription.
It's
for them.
tiny, can I just say?
Yes. It was quite hard to get a photo of it.
You've tuned in to Craft Hour with Dan. Today, origami. We can't use scissors in origami.
That is not the best circle I've ever
Today,
done.
cheating origami.
But that it will roughly do.
A lovely tip from our crafty audience: fold it in 4, and then you only have to cut one thingy.
You tell that to me now?
Just for the future. Just for the
Well, I'll have a go.
best circle Marky's seen with a straight edge. Sorry, first circle.
I'm not even slightly offended because that's I am terrible at crafts.
Ah, Mundus senescit. The world grows old.
Oh. Now, top tip: if you have folded it in 4, make sure you don't fold the post-it note side, the sticky bits together, because you can't get it undone. It is really annoying. There we go. See, that's better. That's better. I've forgotten what I'm doing with this now. Okay, we've got
Enjoy a
some
really big picture of my fingers.
We need yeses and nos. So we know. So is it I need to put a circle down such that there's no X's in it, but there are those in it, there are none of those in it, there are those, and there are none of those in it. Is that what I need to do?
Oh, now we wish that the post-it was transparent.
You can't have everything.
No.
I've got biscuit crumbs everywhere, though.
I guess that's why a glass, as several people have said, was the best option.
I do also have here a glass of apple juice, but again is tapered, so and also has liquid in it.
Let's just hover the circle and see how we get on.
It is apple juice, Arch. It absolutely is apple juice. You need to draw a circle of the correct size with each symbol at the centre. What does that mean? So do I draw a circle around this one, and just see where they intersect, those two?
I've totally forgotten what we're trying to do, so...
Yes.
Why am I drawing 5 circles if these are no's? Let me read the thing again.
I mean, I quite liked your thing of...
There are a few assumptions you've not got right here.
Are these yeses and no's correct? Can I just get a verification on that?
No.
Oh. I like how he looked at you like that was your fault.
The trouble is, I can't really say which, because then you know it's just the other one.
Indeed. But each...
But also, the other thing I wanted to point out was what Meredith just said. That
Okay.
is detailed in the text, though.
The symbols are on the edges. So I'm assuming that... I don't understand that.
So we have to line it up so that there's one of each symbol on the edge of the
Oh,
circle.
one of each of the yeses. Okay. So if it was just this and this, we would want to form a circle.
I think you'd have to
which
reread
goes
the...
through those two. But
Yeah.
anyway. Okay, Swedish
Not quite.
heritage.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Swedish heritage. He was born... you can confirm this one because I know this one's correct.
Can we talk about the elephants in the room here? In the eye colour in my...
Can I?
Can we talk about the D's? Because I always colour in my letter D's.
Yeah, it's
On
only on this page as well.
newspapers.
On the
Yeah,
other
I know,
pages, they're normal.
Nobody mentioned it, and I just wanted to point it out.
Yeah, it's strange. I don't know whether that is deliberate or...
It might be a puzzle later, but anyway,
printing
so
error?
we've marked the diameter of the circle. Yeah, so some of the circles over. Each circular area only contains the graves of those who fell into side category. Each of the 20.
So I'm trying to find these circular areas to start off with. So we've got one here, and one here. Oh, okay. So this would be with... That's not the right circle. Where's my other circle? This circle. So if I put a circle... Put here, and...
Yeah.
There.
That's how you should be doing it. Yes.
That's
Yeah,
your
that's what
circle.
Meredith-
Circle.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then we need a triangle circle, which would connect here, and here,
Yeah,
and then we'd have
and then up to the right.
So we have the 5 circles, and then we're going to construct a Venn diagram essentially of dead people, and we will then okay. I really wish I had a mug. Oh no, I might have a pot noodle, an eaten pot noodle, which will not look great on camera. Would not look great. No, it's too small. But if I turn it upside down, this one's solidified, so that's okay. That's too big. Okay.
7 Up.
Oh
Thank you, Marky V.
no, because I have fancy thin line 7 Up.
Oh,
I do have cans at home underneath in the fridge, 2 floors away. Okay. So that is a shame. So here we go. I'm just going to have to wing it with a pencil, and it's going to go. This is not going to go well, is it? What can I use? What's better?
The digital version?
Let's have a look at the digital version. Can you give me the digital version, please?
GM Rubix has made an amazing pun.
It's a Venn diagram. Yes, have an entire fanfare. Did you have a digital version for me, Matt?
Yeah, I pasted it in chat. I'm just getting a copy of it
sorry,
again.
yes, you did. I just...
That's the link again.
Yeah. Okay. Copy image, and let's go into PowerPoint, everybody's favourite. There we go, and I can get rid of a lot of it. I know you can't see it yet because I need to add you as a window capture. Oh, PowerPoint. Oh, existing. Okay, good. So I don't need you. Boop. Do not need any design ideas. Picture format, crop, select. Nope.
Might want to get a copy of the scale.
Well, no, because you can just.
Oh yeah, you can do it based on the.
As soon as I start resizing things, I am in trouble.
Yes, fair point. You can just work with the dots.
Oh yes, that's true. I only need just I can put a circle through that. Yeah, we're okay. We're all good. Good point. Well done, Helen. Okay, so that is our. That one has 2 people in it. Lovely. So we have a circle. So
is that the woman with the fish?
Ooh, no, I don't think we were told the death date of the carp family or whoever it was. 6. That is now a circle. Let's make a reasonable thickness of line, but let's not have any fill. So a bit thicker, please.
If you're not aware, if you hold shift while using the things on the edge, it will keep it
It will keep
same proportion.
Yeah, absolutely. I do know that. So this is a circle.
Oh, way bigger.
So it's here, here, and here. So yeah, it's trying to. There we go.
Yeah.
That looked good.
There we go. So that's our circle.
Yep.
We also need.
And if you hold down, is it control? Yeah, there you go. You got it.
We need a triangle circle, which is there. We need no. We need a hexagonal circle. This all makes sense, of course. A sort of diamond, I guess, which goes up here.
Almost.
How does that one work? Are they different sizes? No. There's just that. And then the crosses. Okay. No! Very stressful. Layers. Cross, Okay, I've got... Okay.
I feel Caroline also needs a mention for a death by PowerPoint.
Hey! Okay, let's zoom in then a little bit. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, well, it's one of those
Unicorn
areas. Sorry?
Sorry, I just went unicorn mug, but that won't necessarily mean anything to quite a lot of people.
Yep, you're quite right. Right, so we had 5 things, 5 suggestions, 5 binary
Criteria.
choices that we had to make, and we haven't completely got it right according to the voice of God. So, executed by the state, he was, wasn't he? Matt, he was.
Oh, sorry, you wanted to reply on that?
Yes, just because that was
Yeah,
the one,
yes, he
because
was.
it was literally said he was
Yeah.
executed. So if we got
Pretty
that
tough.
wrong, then that's quite something. So that's not what I wanted. Oh, I need PowerPoint. Okay. Carry on. Buried with pet. I'm saying no, because there's no Misty that is a lion. There's there is a Misty that is a lion, but it's a macaw. So that's wrong, right?
That was a very odd sentence to reply to, but you are correct.
Sorry, I was trying to do 2 things at once. I was trying to bring that up as well.
Right, so no, he wasn't buried with.
Yeah. Not buried with pets. Wealthy when dead. That seemed fairly certain that they lived to the east of Berger Gilsgatan, so that is fine. East is to the right. I'm happy with that. He was over 35.
No.
By which I mean he wasn't over 35, because I've got the word no there and I just can't read. So therefore, the one that we've got wrong is the Swedish heritage, which is interesting. Why was Candelaria? Why does she have Swedish heritage? That's the bit that I need.
Is that did we only get one wrong, Matt?
Well, we can only have done because the others I'm certain of.
I think so. Yes. I'm just finding my notes I made.
So you mean 1872, but he wasn't. He was born in 1879. 1879 GM.
We messed up earlier.
Hans, I told you the wrong person when we were doing that. Hans is born in 1872. So yeah, Candelaria. So that's why we're told about this whole voyage, I guess. No, that's Tatiana. Anyway, if that's actually a yes, then we want. Let's turn the colour. Let's change the colour of these circles that obey the rule. So let's just go to that. So the cross is Swedish heritage. Where's the cross? This is the cross. And the Swedish heritage is a yes. So let's turn the colour of that to yellow. There we go. The next yes is the circle, which is I forget what. Circle, executed by the state. Hexagon is a yes, that's this one. And then it's those 3. So we need the graves that in all 3 of those.
I thought we changed one from a no.
Yeah, that was this cross one.
Oh.
Can exclude some as well.
Yes, so that's a very good point. So it's in all of these and not in either of these. So that still gives us 5. It gives us these 5 here, doesn't it? Because these are... No, it doesn't. No, it gives us these 3. B37, B38 and B36. There we go. These are the ones that are in all of them and not in B39. That's why Legs McLazy Bones can only do that. So I can now text him with my phone, which I have lost under all the paper. There we go. I need to text. I need new. Here, have a post-it note. New person. The recipient is a number. They do. Oh. Da, da, da. 7575. Da, da, da. Da, da, da. Yes, I know there's no results found, but add. Thank you. There we go. And then I need to text you. No, you've lost the number. Oh. I get to add you to my contacts now, because there's no easy way of doing it. Phones. Grr. Oh, 7. I'm so sorry. This is the worst part of everything. 499.
I'm just looking at this post-it note, and it feels like we're sort of voting for someone, but it's gone very wrong.
I'm voting for the Hexagon Party.
Please tick if you mean no. Please tick the square.
It's not taking the number. Why are you now not doing that? Contact. Add contact. No. Not no. This is ridiculous.
I should stress this isn't a puzzle.
No. Not a very good one either. Okay. There we go. What were they? So it was B36, B37 and B38. So I've texted this number with that. And now, hopefully...
There's a whole lot of Eurovision talk going on in the chat now.
Okay, what does that say? That says... Oh, goodbye, PowerPoint. That says... Right. You've narrowed it down to 3 graves. Here's a link to a picture of them. Oh, yes, because we need to find out exactly where he's... Why are we doing this? Right.
I presume we need the third part of the
Yes,
Children
that's
of
why.
Shakira.
We're after this image, aren't we?
It'll probably be on the grave, I would imagine.
Which one do you want me to dig up? You only paid me to do 1 grave, remember? So make sure it's definitely the right one before you tell me to dig it up. I ain't digging up 2, my and then view all.
Oh.
My back ain't what it used to be. Okay.
You got the whole thing there. Yeah, good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
I think they
it
learned
said
after the
text
first one.
rather than WhatsApp, so I did it in
Yeah.
text, but I should have done it in WhatsApp, but never mind. Anyway, share Zilla, so I'm going to go to this. I will put
Amazing the range of disparate people who are all using ShareZilla.
Okay, so here are the 3. Here are the 3 gravestones: B36, B37, B38. So we have
Are you quite sure you're not texting Caroline at this point?
Okay, why does it look like that on screen? Because that is not what it looks like for me right now. Why does it look like that? That's so weird. Oh, because there's 2...
Oh, you've got
You've got two windows up.
open.
Why have I got 2 windows up? Boo.
I think I might. Okay, Caroline.
So
I'll
we've
touch
got... let's just zoom in. Can I zoom in? Can I zoom in, please? Yes, I can. Oh.
Oh.
So, delegated av over us. Oh, okay, this is what the ring is for. Doden for mig are belonging, Valden ble gamel. So what did this mean? What did this ring mean? Because we did discover
something
that.
about growing old.
Okay. So let's translate all these things from Swedish. So translate. So detect language. Good. So dalega tider.
I thought Latin, but oh, bad time.
Are over us. So Swedish. Bad times are among us. Are upon us.
A horrible incident.
I know it's a grave, but that's quite bleak.
At least Spike Milligan did something like "I told you I was ill." Put a nice spin on it. Doden for Mig. Death to me so far. Doden for Mig. Our belonging. Belonging.
I think it's belonging.
Oh, belonging. Kill for Mig. What? No. Belonging.
Is it MIC, not MIG?
Maybe.
Doesn't sound.
Uh,
My car reward.
no. So the world is in decline is Mundus Senescit. So hang on, so that first one might be okay. But Valden, oh, okay, that's probably world, isn't it? Valden, which means the world, Bleer becomes, and then Gamma.
Yeah.
Which means the world is getting old. There we go.
Yes,
that's
which
the one.
is what Hologram translated Mundus Senescit as.
There we go. B38. All right then. Let me text my body buddy to
What, David Boddicombe?
B38.
Body Buddy should be an app, I think.
Okay, what are you saying? Okay, let's go to the top shot because it's not coming through. All right, I hope that's the right grave because I've dug it up. There wasn't anything very interesting on the corpse except a piece of fabric that has been very well preserved. Shall we take a look at that?
Please text him at the end. Please text him the other two graves. I want to see what was in them.
I might just have a chat with him anyway.
Yeah.
Like, so has he ever taken cod liver oil? I heard it's good for the joints. KYFB, is that right? Yeah.
It's almost like they'd already started, Aquasilis said.
So here we go. There's the top left third of it. So let's no, where are you? There we go. So, well, that's definitely wrong. I say top left third. It's more the top middle. Okay. So we've got to have one circle, not two. Is it that? That looks all right to me. What do you think?
I've got now.
Yeah?
No, that matches what I've worked out on.
Good. Let's press the tick. Yeah!
Ooh. Oh,
Well, that was very jolly.
what?
There was a lovely little ding sound that, of course, that you didn't hear. And it says enter. So we've got letters around the outside that we've yet to use. Dear children, our next conclave will be held at our secret bunker, London. Come dressed in full regalia. Really hoping this is a meeting of the stonecutters from The Simpsons. It's just what I've got in my head right now. Okay. We need to email Detective Higgins with this. I'm assuming, because I don't know what else there is to do. Just gonna have a good click around. There's nothing happening. Okay. So it doesn't even tell you when. So you know when it'll be. We're not going to tell you when. See you there. But okay. Send me an email when you've read this, and I'll send you over what they've discovered. I've got a new email address. Okay, that was that. What did Detective... Email me back once you've managed to get through the portal and let me know what you find. Okay, I have found a meeting at a conclave where full regalia I assume there's a secret society, or it's a scuba club, and you need to bring your own wetsuit.
What we were told not to unlock the portal until something. I can't remember.
Until you knew how.
Until you knew. That's fair enough.
Yeah, don't try and unlock the portal until you've collected everything you need. It could be dangerous. Email me
what?
back.
Now I'm going to go back and scramble it.
What
and
happens if
try...
you just click on it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I assume there's few enough options that you could stumble through it.
You could. If you copy and paste, that's what happens. There we go. Dear children, our next conclave will be held at our secret bunker, London. Come dressed in full regalia. Okay.
You just get a slightly ominous sound.
Okay. And then it's so that's come through ahead of my stuff from Higgins. Hang on. So it knows that because my unlocking of that weird symbol, it was tied to my email address. So as soon as I clicked enter, it knows that and it sent me okay, here's your next mission. But we haven't actually finished the thing with Detective Higgins, I think, because it says email me back. Here we go. Yes, there we go. Hi, Detective. Wow. So, the Children of Shakir looks a bit like it might be a cult, doesn't it? One that Eddie Moore was a part of? One that has something to do with the artifact? That's fascinating. We'll need to investigate this further. I know it's completely out of my jurisdiction, but I really want to go to Dubai and infiltrate that conclave. Take a break now for Detective, and I'll send you more physical documents when I've put a plan together. And